And I know what happens is you bring people, you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr.
Yes, contract. Yes, but after that, he broke this ceasefire. He killed our people, and he didn't exchange prisoners. We signed the exchange of prisoners, but he didn't do it. What kind of diplomacy, JD, you are speaking about? What do you mean?
I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if you
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come to the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the President for trying to bring it into this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine that you see what problems we have?
I have been to. I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring people, you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people in your military? And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems. Even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless.
You don't
God
know.
bless. You will not have a war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve.
You know, this could be like really too complex a subject for me to understand, but I get it. Zelensky and Ukraine are being attacked by Russia. It was invaded. But what I'm trying to understand is how, are we going to be invaded by Russia? I need some people to really comment on this. I'm trying to wrap my mind around it.
No problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because you're in no position to dictate that.
That's exactly what you're doing.
You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very good. We're going to feel very good and very strong. You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about it.
From the very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards. But right now, you don't. Yeah, you're playing cards. You're playing cards. You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country. That's back to you. Far more than a lot of people said they should have.
Have you said thank you once this entire meeting? No, in this entire meeting, have you said thank you? You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for the United States of America and the president who's trying to save your country.
Please, you think that if you will speak very loudly about the war,
He's not speaking loudly. He's not speaking loudly. Your country is in big trouble. Wait a minute. No. You've done a lot of talking. Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not winning. You're not winning this. You have a damn good chance of coming out okay because of us.
Mr. President, we are staying in our country, staying strong from the very beginning of the war. We've been alone. And we are thankful. I said thanks.
You haven't been alone. You haven't been alone. We gave you, through this stupid president, $350 billion. We gave you military equipment, and your men are brave, but they had to use our military. If you didn't have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks.
In 3 days. I heard it from Putin. In 3 days. This is something
maybe less.
In 2 weeks, of course, yes.
It's going to be a very hard thing to do business like this.
Again, just say thank you.
I said a lot of times.
Look, I am not, I don't really like doing political pieces. So before I use my my brain to interpret what I feel like, and to all of you, whoever you voted for, every individual person watching this video, I voted for whoever you voted for, no matter who the party was. So when I look at this video, and this is just common sense, and I'm gonna break it down on a street level. So one of the homies I know is fighting. He done got into it with somebody, I don't know, in LA or New York or something. I'm sending him money. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna send you, 100 bands, whatever, so you get you some weapons. Then you could probably pay people to help you to fight off your opposition. Over a period of time, he's losing. I keep sending him money, and I try to come with some type of resolution because I cannot continuously send this money and drain this money. I'm throwing money down a hole. Then he comes like, nah, man, you got to still give me some more money. Like, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't right what Buddy did. And I'm like, well, listen, we can make a resolution, man. We could do this today. I don't know what side of the political aisle any of you stand upon, but this is common sense. And to those that are like, well, people in the street, they're protesting. America is broke. America ain't got no goddamn money to be sending overseas to help fight a war. Y'all ain't even never visited Ukraine for a tourist destination. So I'm trying to wrap my mind around, and like I said, whoever you voted for is who I voted for. But the man is saying, listen, sign this treaty. We already done invested damn near $500 billion into your country. Sign this agreement, which will give the United States mineral rights so that we can dig and farm or whatever we need to do in exchange for protection. And this goes away. No more people die. No more war. You don't have to snatch young men off the streets to fight in a war that they don't want to be in, because that is what is happening in Ukraine right now. So people that are out in the streets, you're protesting for Ukraine. Meanwhile, U.S. citizens are starving in the street. People can't afford to go to school. You can't buy a house. You can't do shit. But your concern, which to me seems to be virtue signaling, because you don't have boots on the ground. You haven't been shot at in Russia or Ukraine. This shit has nothing to do with us. Nothing. I have empathy for any lives that are lost, but I can't feel it because it's not directly affecting me, nor is it affecting any United States citizen. I don't understand this. Like, I don't understand people crying and shit. Why? So now they're saying Britain has stepped in. Well, fine. Let Britain step in. Let Britain give them the money that they need to fight Putin. Because Putin ain't fucking with us. He's not coming to America. It's not happening. It's not happening. The defenses are too high. We got too many alliances. It will be crazy. He's not going to try the U.S. But it would seem to me that Zelensky would have made a deal, just shook hands, man, and been done with it, bro, because lives are still dropping. In Ukraine right now, there is a mother whose tears are flowing through the streets because her child has been snatched up off them streets to fight in a war he don't have nothing to do with and don't want to be in. That's what's happening. So no matter what political side you're on, I'm on that side too. But I am just talking common sense at this point. Why will we be giving money, a country that is broke, a country that has a deficit through the roof, a country whose interest payments to the deficit are higher than our defense bill? But we're still sending money. How the fuck does that help the U.S.? Please come into my comments and explain this to me. Explain it to me like I'm 5 years old. Because I don't understand why this man would not just make a deal. And as far as us getting minimal rights, if we've invested $500 billion into a nation, we deserve those rights. It's business. This is business principles. This ain't got shit to do with it just makes sense. Right now, China owns all the parking meters in Chicago. All of them. Because the city was in a deficit and they needed $1 billion China loaned them. China gave them $1 billion in exchange for the rights to all the parking meters, bro. You don't think we deserve anything from this country? Come on, man. Call me, please, because I'm wrapping my mind around this. No matter how you feel about Trump and how he humiliated the people, all blah 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 blah. Shit, it's just what it is. So, call me and let me know.